Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have the head of state makes solidarity a national priority. For the international scene, the UN Security Council examines the critical phase of the ceasefires in Gaza. Welcome to our newsroom under the patronage of His Excellency the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. The activities of the National Solidarity Week 2026 editions were launched at the People's Palace under the theme "Together we celebrate our national solidarity for a more cohesive and future-oriented society." This event, celebrated annually in Djibouti, represents an opportunity to present the developmental and social program and project launched by the state, as well as to conduct a comprehensive review of the measures and initiatives adopted within the framework of social development efforts. Since the establishment of the Ministries of Social Affairs Solidarity in 2008, thanks to the wise initiative of the President of the Republic, the Ministry has continued under the supervision of the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, to intensify its efforts in adopting and implementing complementarity policies and strategies. The objective is to ensure that the National Solidarity Week serves as a platform to strengthen social cohesion through the implementations of diverse, innovative, and impactful social programs and projects. These include, among other social development programs, social safety nets, empowerment, and financial inclusion programs, both in the capital and the interior regions. The activities this week were marked by special and exceptional moments, most notably the warm reception of the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the First Lady Khadra Mahmoud Haid. Upon their arrival at the People's Palace, they were welcomed by the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed and the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo. This annual event primarily aims to strengthen social bonds among citizens and remind everyone that solidarity constitutes the fundamental pillar of the national cohesion and social stability. It is an integral part of national policies aimed at empowering citizens and addressing social and economic challenges. This edition of the National Solidarity Week comes at a time of growing challenges, including the effects of climate change, economic pressure, and the persistent vulnerability of certain segments of the population. This makes national solidarity an essential tool for ensuring social protection, reducing disparities among citizens, and promoting social justice. The event also reflects the government's commitment to bringing services closer to citizens across all regions and enhancing inclusiveness in the delivery of social support, whether through a health program or economic empowerment and financing initiatives. These programs have helped improve the lives of thousands of families and provide citizens with the ability to face challenges with confidence and hope for the future. The National Solidarity Week also highlights the role of Djiboutian women and youth in development and society, as they represent a key pillar in fostering initiative and participation in community projects, reflecting the national orientation towards sustainable and inclusive development. At the conclusion of the event, officials emphasized that the national solidarity is not merely a slogan, but a daily practice embodied in programs and projects that directly reach citizens and work to instill the values of cooperation, good citizenship, and social justice. Upon his arrival, the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, was warmly welcomed by a large crowd that came to express its gratitude to the President and the First Lady for their continuous effort to strengthen national solidarity and cohesion. This reception reflects the citizens' attachment to the national values of solidarity and brotherhood, as well as their appreciation for initiatives aimed at strengthening national unity and the well-being of the people. This celebration takes place within the framework of the National Solidarity Week 2026 editions, an annual event highlighting the various social development programs and projects implemented by the state throughout the country. The week aims to raise awareness of the importance of solidarity, strengthen social cohesion, and provide support to the most vulnerable groups. The event also serves as an opportunity to meet citizens directly, listen to their concerns and needs, and translate them into practical solutions and effective development programs. The core of this initiative is standing by every person in need and ensuring that every individual receives support and dignity. Organizers of the National Solidarity Week stress that this initiative embodies the state's commitment to serving its people, promoting citizenship, and contributing to the construction of a cohesive society capable of facing social and economic challenges. The strong turnout of citizens reflects their great trust in the national leadership and confirms that national solidarity is not just a slogan, but a tangible daily practice aimed at improving lives and enhancing social well-being. The President of the Republic, accompanied by the First Lady Khadra Mahmoud Haid, visited the various pavilions set up by the coordinators of the Ministry of Solidarity in neighborhoods of the capital and in the interior regions. This tower allowed the President to closely observe the initiatives and activities implemented in both the capital and in the interior regions. The pavilion showcased a wide range of tasks and projects carried out for the benefit of the population aimed at strengthening social cohesion, supporting vulnerable families, and encouraging community development. During the visit, the President exchanged views with coordinators and local stakeholders, praising their commitment and dedication to social work and commending the efforts of the Minister of Social Affairs and National Cohesion under the leadership of Minister Ulufa, who places services to the most vulnerable groups at the heart of her mission. Throughout this year's theme, the initiative seeks to highlight the importance of solidarity as a strategic tool to strengthen social ties, reduce disparities, and build a cohesive and harmonious society. It should be noted that this event marks the official launch of the National Solidarity Week, which aims to present the various missions and strategies implemented by the Ministry of National Solidarity to achieve social cohesion and inclusion for the most vulnerable group. This includes citizens' empowerment, strengthening the resilience of urban and rural populations, reinforcing community and individual resilience, developing social infrastructure and basic services implemented by the Djiboutian Social Development Agency, promoting vocational training literacy programs, facilitating access to microfinance, and developing income-generating activities.
Nabadonkay Afrika dugsato dunida waayaha ka jira qabiilu bisaadayo
Raqabe ayalo durufa taagaliyo dabaajo kugu tire
Hello doonida shacbiga wado diirada way
Hello doonida shacbiga wado diirada way
Hello doonida shacbiga wado diirada way Nabadonkay Afrika dugsato dunida waayaha ka jira qabiilu bisaadayo
Raqabe ayalo durufa taagaliyo dabaajo kugu tire
Hello doonida shacbiga wado diirada way
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 We now follow the festive atmosphere marking the launch of the National Solidarity Week at the People's Palace.
darajaysano dugsiyo dabar harwayno madaalow diric gobeedo biriyow habarto bireedo deeqsiyow aabba deeqsiyow darajaysano
duqaadkiyo dhabaradayga dadaalkiyo dhiirananta horumarka daalaciyo daljacaylka muuqdabaan maantada kugu doorbide nadaadiya bageelo
Abageelo, Abageelo,
nadaadiya bageelo duqaadkiyo dhabaradayga dadaalkiyo dhiirana oy baadhoynu mataysadira foya oy baadhoynu mayagunu magadune oy baadhoynu mataysadira foya oy baadhoynu mayagunu magadune
رب العار اسمع ما لها غيرك المحبة تيجي من الله خلقني الشعب يحبك جبوت من بالي رب العار اسمع ما لها غيرك المحبة تيجي من الله خلقني الشعب يحبك كل شي فيك زين يا اسماعيل والذي هو أحلى في بك القبيلة والعنصرية ممسوحة من دستور ديوانات يا داني يا داني يا دنا يا داني داني يا دنا يا داني يا داني يا دنا كلنا يا اسماعيل نحبك الفتن والحاسدين بعدك حاولوا يشعلوا النار في أرضك.
In an speech, the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, addressed the efforts of her ministry to advance solidarity in our country. Listen for more details.
C'est un honneur pour moi de prendre la parole à l'occasion du lancement de la Semaine nationale de la solidarité édition 2026.
It is a great honor for me to speak on the occasion of the launch of the National Solidarity Week 2026 edition, an event that is now firmly anchored in our national life and in the ongoing dialogue between the state and communities. This edition takes place in a context marked by multiple challenges, notably the effects of climate change, economic pressures, and the persistent vulnerability of certain segments of the population. In the face of these realities, national solidarity remains a fundamental pillar of social cohesion and national stability. Your Excellency, Mr. President, during your New Year address to the nation at the beginning of 2026, you reminded us that solidarity remains the cardinal value of our republic, that precariousness is not a fatality but a collective challenge, and that the well-being of every Djiboutian, without distinction, lies at the very heart of your policy. Allow me also to pay a vibrant tribute to the unwavering commitment of the First Lady and President of the UNFD, Mrs. Khadra Mohammed Haid, for her dedication to the cause of the most vulnerable. Mr. President, Mrs. First Lady, you embody on a daily basis this active solidarity and profound humanism. You are, for all of us, a source of inspiration from which courage and determination flow in this struggle for dignity. For this, please accept our deepest gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, the National Solidarity Week is a much anticipated event. It is a privileged moment when public action leaves the comfort of offices and reaches through a social caravan, the very heart of human realities, where life is more constrained yet also more dignified and more authentic. We do not merely visit, we listen. We transform grievances into solutions, expectations into results, and hopes into realities. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, the figures I am about to share are not cold, impersonal statistics. They tell stories of restored dignity, strengthened resilience, and reimagined destinies. Because no family should ever fear tomorrow, your policy of solidarity, Mr. President, particularly in the areas of social safety nets and health assistance through the PASS program under universal health insurance, has made it possible between 2018 and 2026 to support more than 93,000 households nationwide, representing over 525,000 of our fellow citizens. In Djibouti City alone, nearly 29,000 households have benefited from continuous support, illustrating both the scope of social assistance coverage in urban areas and the state's capacity to respond in a structured and sustainable manner. In the interior regions, our efforts have been significantly strengthened. In Tajora, 16,000 households covered. In Dikil, 16,000 households covered. In Ali Sabieh, 13,000 households. In Obok, 10,000 households. And in Arta, 10,000 households covered. Mr. President, these figures testify to your determination to ensure territorial equity in access to national solidarity so that no region, no locality, and no household is left on the margins of society.
For his part, His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh presided the initiative of the National Solidarity Week launched by the Ministry of Social Affairs Solidarity. Listen for more details, sir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Mesdames et messieurs,
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has indicated that this year's the initiative seeks to highlight the importance of solidarity as a strategic tool to strengthen social ties, reduce disparities, and build a cohesive and harmonious society. It should be noted that this event marks the official launch of the National Solidarity Week, which aims to present the various missions and strategies implemented by the Ministry of National Solidarity to achieve a social cohesion and inclusive for the most vulnerable groups. This includes These include citizen empowerment, strengthening the resilience of urban and rural population, reinforcing community and individual resilience, developing social infrastructure and basic services implemented by the Djiboutian Social Development Agency, promoting vocational training, literacy programs, facilitating the access to microfinance and developing income-generating activities. The week aims to raise awareness of the importance of solidarity, strengthen social cohesion, and provide support to the most vulnerable groups. The event also serves as an opportunity to meet citizens directly, listen to their concerns and needs, and translate them into the practical solutions and effective development programs. The core of this initiative is standing by every person in needs and ensuring that every individual receives support and dignity. This initiative embodies the state's commitment to serving its people, promoting citizenship, and contributing to the construction of a cohesive society capable of facing social and economic challenges. The strong turnout of citizens reflects their great trust in the national leadership and confirms that national solidarity is not just a slogan but a tangible daily practice aimed at improving lives and enhancing social well-being. We now follow the President's speech in the Somali languages. The President of the Republic has indicated that the National Solidarity Week also highlighted that the roles of Egyptian women and youth in development and society, as they represent key pillars in fostering initiatives and participation in community projects, reflecting the national orientation towards a sustainable and inclusive development. At the conclusions of the event, officials emphasized that national solidarity is not merely a slogan but a daily practice embodied in programs and projects that directly reach citizens and work to instill the values of cooperation, good citizenship, and social justice. These editions of the National Week comes at a time of growing challenges, including the effects of climate change and economic pressures and the persistent vulnerability of certain segments of the population. This makes national solidarity as an essential tool for ensuring social protection, reducing disparities among citizens, and promoting social justice. The event also reflects the government's commitment to bringing services closer to citizens across all regions and enhancing inclusiveness in the delivery of social support, whether through health programs and economic empowerment and financing initiatives. These programs have helped improve the lives of thousands of families and at the closing of the official launch ceremony of the National Solidarity Week, His Excellency the President of the Republic awarded the Presidential Prize to a number of women from local community management committee across various neighborhoods of the country. This prize, valued at 24 million Djiboutian francs, is granted in recognition of their commitment and their pivotal role in promoting solidarity and social development within their communities. Their daily work contributes to strengthen social cohesion and supporting needy families, improving the organizations of programs and awareness campaigns implemented by the Ministry of Solidarity. The head of state emphasized the importance of their active participation in community life and their contributions to the country's progress. Commemorative gifts were also presented to the President of the Republic and the First Lady. These distinctions highlight the government's commitment to recognizing those who work on the ground for a more united and inclusive society.
No hiri mantana, dadkaagi ku
This Thursday morning at the Presidential Palace, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, received the new Chief of the General Staff of the French Armed Forces, General Fabien Mondon, who is on a visit to Djibouti. During the meeting, the French military officials delivered written messages from his counterpart, President Emmanuel Macron. The meeting provided an opportunity to exchange views on cooperation relations between the two friendly countries, which extend across various fields of development within the framework of the distinguished historical ties between Djibouti and France, based on strong historical and cultural and linguistic foundations. Discussion also addressed the emerging challenges facing the comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries amid profound geopolitical transformation worldwide. This visit marks General Fabien Mondon's first trip to Djibouti since his appointment a few months ago as head of the French Armed Forces. His purpose is to establish initial official contact with the President of the Republic and to assess firsthand the level of cooperation, coordination, and integration between the armed forces and security services of both countries. Djibouti remains a historic ally and strategic partner of France. The meeting was attended on the French side by a high-level military delegation, including General Sébastien Valette, commander of the French forces in Djibouti, as well as the French ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Jérôme Brisson. On the Djiboutian side, participants included the Minister of Defense, Hassan Omar Mohamed Burhan, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Abdul Qadir Hussein Omar, the Chief of the General Staff of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, the Director of the National Security, Hassan Saeed Khaire, the Secretary General of the Presidency, Mohamed Abdullahi Baisa, and the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mohamed Ali Hassan. In a statement to the press following his meeting with the President Ismail Omar Guelleh, the Chief of the General Staff of the French Armed Forces stressed that loyalty must be demonstrated in this new context marked by multiple threats in the region. He expressed his satisfaction with the very high level achieved in relations of cooperation, solidarity, and integrations between the two countries across various sectors, emphasizing that the meeting aims to strengthen coordination and integration between the French Armed Forces and the security forces of both countries, noting that Djibouti is a historic ally and strategic partner of France. The Djiboutian community residing in the Doha Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia organized a major event in support of the policy of His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh, held under the theme Joy, National Unity, National Belonging. The event brought together thousands of Djiboutians living in Doha and surrounding areas. Participants unanimously expressed their full support for the President's policy of peace, social cohesion, and regional economic integration. The event was attended by the Consul General of the Republic of Djibouti in Doha, Mr. Musa Haji Jama, accompanied by his spouse, along with several personalities and representatives of the Djiboutian communities. Men, women, youth, and elders took part in the celebrations, expressing their enthusiasm and national belonging through songs and activities honoring the President in an atmosphere filled with appreciations and national fraternity. Several Djiboutian artists also participate, adding that special touch to the event and contributing to its success. As Doha is geographically the closest cities to Djibouti and home to thousands of nationals, the city witnessed the exceptional mobilizations reflecting the Djiboutian diaspora's continued commitment to supporting stability, national unity, and development in the Republic of Djibouti.
waan aamino maantana inaan ugu celino hilka loo igmado annaga rabne aabbaha dadkiyo dalkiisaba anfacay waan aamino maantana inaan ugu celino
annaga rabne agagarkayo geeska afrikada orarka kashidan markaan eegnayba ismaaciil markale ugu celinayo usha qarankayo xilka loo igmaday agagarkayo geeska afrikada orarka kashidan markaan eegnayba ismaaciil markale ugu celinayo usha qarankayo xilka loo igmaday awar lagaga baxay
dunida idilkeed qorobiyo indhayar ayuu nagu xidho
fiilihiin nimcadu waa kuwa ife awar lagaga baxay fidmadaha ibliis soo afuufayu ood nooga yahay arladiyo geyga kartiyo aqoon hebasiiyagu ku ilaaliya ummadii degmada kajoriyo intii mongoda ku nool.
In an interview with the Djiboutian Radio Television, the Minister of Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawale, asked about the commitments of the Djiboutian government and the strategic pillar of the National Development Plan 2025-2030, aimed at enhancing youth as a driver of economic growth, innovation, and human development. The Minister of Economy and Finances explained that youth stands at the very heart of national priorities. He stressed that youth is the number one objective of the head of state, the President of the Republic, and the government's foremost priority. As it represents the future of Djibouti, the minister noted that the country is currently experiencing a particularly significant phase of demographic transition. Today, 30% of the population is under the age of 18, while 60% is under 30. This, he said, places Djibouti in a highly favorable demographic situation. Infant mortality has declined and life expectancy has increased, all of which point to a positive demographic transitions. However, he emphasized that this transition also entails specific demands and major challenges. The key issues, he explained, lies in how to steer this demographic shift in a way that makes it productive. This means creating opportunities and prospects for a predominantly young population, those currently in schools, universities, and entering the labor market, so that this demographic advantage can be transformed into sustainable development and economic growth. And regionally, the African Union renews its condemnations of Africa's exclusion from permanent seats of the United Nations Security Council. Nearly 80 years after the creation of the United Nations in 1945, Africa remains absent from permanent seats on the Security Council despite its demographic weight and growing strategic importance of the international stage. The continent, home to approximately 1.4 billion people across 55 countries, has not permanent representations among the 5 permanent members responsible for maintaining international peace and security. The 5 permanent seats remain occupied by the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Russia, and China, all of which hold veto power, a situation many African leaders consider as outdated and unjust in light of current geopolitical transformations. Mohamed Ali Yusuf, chairperson of the African Union Commission, reiterated these condemnations during the Security Council open debate held on January 26, 2026, stressing that Africa's exclusion undermines the Council's credibility and legitimacy, especially given the continent's central role in peace and security issues. He reaffirming the African Union's demands for comprehensive and fair reforms of the Security Councils, including granting Africa permanent seats with the full rights, including veto powers, considering these reforms an urgent necessity to ensure balanced representations and enhance the effectiveness of the United Nations in addressing global challenges. For the international scene, the United Nations Security Council discussed the second phase of the Gaza ceasefire during its regular Middle East meeting. The Security Council has held its regular quarterly meetings on the Middle East, including the Palestinian issues, with discussions focusing primarily on the second phase of the ceasefire agreement in the Gaza Strip amid ongoing humanitarian and security challenges. Council's members were briefed on the latest development on the ground and ongoing political efforts. Several delegations have stressed the importance of strengthening the ceasefires and ensuring a smooth transition to its second phase to alleviate civilian suffering and pave the way for reconstruction. Participants emphasized the need for full compliance by all parties with the agreement, calling for unembedded humanitarian access, protections of civilians, and continued release of detainees as agreed. And Palestinians in the Gaza Strip anxiously await in the reopening of the Rafah border crossing with Egypt, the main gateway to the outside world. Amid extremely difficult humanitarian conditions, this anticipation follows an announcement made on Monday by Israel confirming the recovery of the remains of the last detainees, a development considered part of the step towards implementing the second phase of the ceasefire agreement brokered by the United States. The Rafah crossing is of vital importance for Gaza's population, particularly for the entry of humanitarian aid. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.